But again, he's only using it for the thunder and the rain. At which point he's going to dismiss it. To hope that the fire has been put out. So.
Yeah.
Ogman, thank you for that.
At least Rathcran's finished. The other half is still people that we freed might have been taken by Celius, and it's a whole nother ball of wax.
Indeed.
You forget that as per our agreement, we probably will be ending up to save them when the time does come. Correct me if I am wrong, though. And he looks to our acquaintance.
And I believe, and how much longer till that's set up?
So we need to plan now. Do we want to go after the next artifact, or do we want to spend a month getting ready to take on Sully?
It's true, but gosh, I'm in a bit of a haze from this whole ordeal. I'm up for anything. I just want to thank you guys for helping me get through this.
I told you you weren't going to be alone.
Yeah. Lorelei was right. I gotta stop putting the burden on myself.
Cortana gives you a hug.
Thanks.
Welcome. Meanwhile, you see your friendly little knight look around the area and says, "Yes, you all should be clear for now. In my opinion, you're best to lay low for the time being."
So where's the closest place to be in order to do that?
Oh, that's
tell me with the map. Thank you, Robin Williams. I didn't know I would hear that joke so soon.
Again, I both love and hate you guys.
Aren't you two? Yes, sweet
Just,
baby ways. Okay, there we go.
Just thank you for not doing the SNL airline sketch. That was awful. Don't ask.
And I won't. But where exactly within the triangulation of Celius, Lestalem, and Wyberry, which city are we closest to?
You're from make survival check. Normal.
I'll get in on that.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, because y'all got a better survival than I do.
I only have a +3, so could be helpful. Darn it.
Use the earring. Leave it as.
I know you're gonna roll. Hello? Hello? Gosh darn it.
Or of the order.
Hello? Can you guys hear me? Hello?
Yeah.
Can you guys hear me?
Computer
loud and
issues?
clear?
Hello, we hear you.
Hello? Can you hear
Computer
me?
issues?
Yeah.
Yeah, we hear you.
All right. Sorry, I got cut out for a moment. Okay, with everyone's survival, Holnir, you were having much more fun with the frail of bringing parts of the dragon home, while Nephrite, Augment, and Null could kind of see from that the closest little place for you guys is Highmore.
Wait. We're all the way close to Haymore?
Dang.
You look at Thesio and kind of realizes that an actual dragon could fly faster than a mechanical dragon.
Well, with us being near someone's hometown, I think I'll leave it to everyone else's decision. Shall we head there, or shall we try to return to Boss on foot?
While we're here, I say let's visit Elijah's hometown.
That is,
He
if
probably
he's
is
okay with it.
too.
Instead of us barging into someone's hometown, as well as barging into someone else's home, we need to see if
That's
it's
why I
okay
said
with
if
the
you
other
guys were
person.
all right with it. That's why I said if all of you were all right with it. I didn't make the assumption.
Oh, we need to ask Elijah if it's okay with him.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be best to not show up unannounced.
Because then Surrey ahead.
Since some of your family does know Zuri,
Or you could send Uba as well.
Uba is best near me. But yes, we could, if you want to send ahead a little ways, then as long as, they have some time to prepare. So, is our knight friend still here, or is he gone?
He's still here.
So what are your plans next?
I need to get in contact with my intel and Salius. Find out what I can, especially after the transactions of this event. So, you should learn something that I found out. I've only assumed, thinking that the dragon's mighty powers came from us and our marks, right?
mm-hmm.
Well, you'd be wrong. That power he acquired, it came from the prince himself.
What?
What?
Hold up.
Almond's
How?
eyes just look. Almond's head slowly turns to the knight with almost a murderous intent. His murderous intent is almost malleable and physically seen with that, not towards him, but towards the prince.
Now we have to figure out how the prince got that kind of power.
Exactly, because dragons were presumed to be extinct, so how else can you gather that power? By killing off the one thing that actually does have it.
My only guess is he somehow wants to work in a message. Because the minute that Dragonborn turned into a full-blown dragon. Celius was armed and ready.
So they were waiting for it to happen.
As if they were expecting it.
It was a signal.
A single, a message, call it what you like.
So they're trying to manipulate the situation to their favor to increase the tension of the war.
The war of Bass and the hatred of all those who are not human.
You will need to do your task as quickly as you can. We still have something of the 30 days left. You need extension, or is that still counting?
That is depending on what I find at the Prince. He's supposed to hold this event that might be the key in. Though he'd said it would be a month, which would be now like 2.5 weeks. The event may be pushed back due to what happened in Astalum. I will keep you informed and call on you when the time is right.
All right, so shall we plan for the extension of a full month, and unless we are called?
Exactly.
I'd like to be able to prepare as much for our entrance as possible.
I have a mind of headed home to get some things. And to let the High King and to let the elders know what's going on.
I would also need to send word to the Grand Guildmaster in my home, so that way he has some form of knowledge.
You do what you do to get your affairs in order. Like I said, I'll call on you when the time is right. And don't worry, I'll know where you are when I need you. And with that, I bid you good night.
Good night.
Good night.
And I was gonna wait until he is completely gone to speak up, so let me know when he is completely gone.
He's gone.
And Augment flying off the handle in rage in 3, 2, 1.
That one just smiles. I hope with this little bit of information you've all hopefully starting to think of something I am.
If you're thinking of barging into the event to take the king's head as well as the prince's hands, then I actually have a question for you. How do you plan on doing that when A, you're one of the races that they downright hate, B, I'm one of the races that they downright hate, and they know practically the majority of our faces, and C, you, me, Quinn, Null, and Holier would be out faster than you could say automatopoeia because they have a whole blasted army on them.
Did you
I
just
was
make up the
doesn't leave
word
his face.
onomatopoeia?
Yes, I just said automatopoeia.
I'm gonna still smiling. No, you didn't pick up on something. Remember how he said that the prince gave that dragon that power? That explains a few things, but also gives us information of hypocrisy from them as well. But there are quite a few more things as well. If they were
I'm not
ready for
surprised.
that to happen,
I'm
then
not surprised by any kind of hypocrisy the prince does.
Mhm.
They can't
However,
even be
though-
aware of that.
correct. However, though, we also know that they were ready for it immediately. Who's to say that the king won't just take credit for this dragon kill, as we were saying, though, but instead, though, blame the attack there on Boss?
I'm sure he'll try.
The question is, who's going to
He
believe
has
him?
enough evidence. It'll be easy to believe him, and I think Null here would be the easiest to know why. Or do I need to explain it?
Please do, because you're leaving the majority of us in the dark.
And if
Boss
you
is
have
holding
They claim
three
I'm
of
the
the
smartest one.
because the
please
boss
get
is
to the
currently
point.
You first.
Please get to the point quickly, because we're burning daylight
Well, nightlight.
or nightlight.
Yes. Because Boss currently has some of those high-ranking members in their dungeons and could be seen as protecting them. To some, that's all the evidence they need.
We can't fight the entirety of hatred. All we can do is deal with the individuals that are promoting it.
Mm-hmm. But as you said, though, we are burning moonlight, so let's move while we continue talking.
The rest has to settle itself out. All right. So for our resting period, do you guys want me to use the hut, which doesn't really cost much resources, or do you want Nephrite to do her tower?
I'm perfectly fine with the hut. However, we need to make sure that it can fit all of us. But I'm still waiting on a particular thing from a certain family.
It can hold up to 9 people in addition to myself. So
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay.
Everyone's going to barely fit.
And Omni will happily take the floor if he has to.
nope.
Now, this is for the hut. Everybody will be sleeping on the floor. This is the tiny hut.
Ah.
So we will be using our bedrolls and sleeping on the ground.
Yep. So.
Uba and the Burbs can be watching out for our sentry plus whoever wants to do guard duty shifts.
I say let's stick with the hut and do the guard duties and shifts. If you can have the hut open and closed for people willingly.
Yeah, people can go in and out whenever they want.
Helnir, do you mind taking Vazio, and I'll take part of the first watch?
All right.
So I'm just gonna. Oh, sorry, you first.
Liege will start the 10-minute ritual for the hut. You guys are ready, and just let me know if you need.
Okay, and looking at Aerith, finally, and I know I keep on calling her Aerith, but looking at Cortana, and I'm finally able to see her health bar. Just, Cortana, you look like you're worse for wear. Do you need anything?
I think I just need a good rest, and I should be fine in the morning.
Sure, I still have some magic left for a couple of healing spells. I don't mind.
I'm the cleric. I'm the one who's supposed to be doing the healing spells.
Well, la-dee-la, I picked it up from you, so are you gonna keep complaining, or are you gonna let me do some healing on you?
Well, seeing as I can read your mind and you will definitely take no for an answer, I should probably say yes.
Thank you.
Oh. So is anyone wanting to join me for the first shift, or am I going to be on my own?
I'll join.
I'm going to just lightly boops Cortana. No, you need your rest.
A lot of the spell users really do need their rest, and also, I don't know how it got doubled. Actually, no, it got tripled.
Yeah,
Don't question it.
So,
That's-
just
I'm gonna take the 6 and the 9.
thank you, because I don't know why that happened, so I will fix that at a later date for myself.
Yep.
Let's see.
Hey, Otman, I can join you on the first watch. I barely took any damage.
Okay. So you and I will be working together for the shift.
Got
And
it.
second shift, Holner, do you mind taking the second shift? And if anyone wants to join him,
I barely took any damage, however, I still need to recover a bunch of my abilities.
understandable.
But all the birds will still be out with whoever is taking watch since the birds still need sleep. They're constructs.
All right. So the more eyes is better than nothing. So Otman's going to leave there and start doing a patrol with the birds, with our flying friends.
So Liege would ask while he was doing the ritual, are there any changes that you would like me to make to my spells in the morning? Or should I keep what I have? I'm thinking that I should get back see invisibility.
Probably a good idea, just in
So
case.
So that way I'm not the only person that does have it. I still have the invisibility.
are there any other changes that you would like me to make? I don't think I need both counterspell and dispel magic, but we can never be sure.
I would say keep counterspell because augment and null can only do it for a finite amount of time, or finite amount of casting. I should rephrase myself on that. It's best to have more than 2 people have that spell than just have 2 people and they're just poop out of luck.
And dispel magic.
For dispel magic,
Yes.
I had to stop when I saw that gift. Just Jesus Christ, I missed that movie. Anyway,
Same.
for dispel magic, I have it. It's just I don't really use it that much. There's not really a point in time for me to use it unless we're out of combat.
I don't recognize that movie.
You don't recognize
Atlantis, the Lock
Atlantis?
Vampire.
Yeah, I didn't see that.
Oh,
Yeah, I haven't seen it either.
Oh
Yeah,
my
you wouldn't be
God.
old enough to see it, I think.
Okay, one day we need to make a movie night.
yes.
We will make the movie night, and that will
Y'all,
be the first movie we watch because I
y'all
have
just
it on DVD.
y'all just shot me twice in my Disney heart. Y'all just shot me twice in my Disney heart.
Sorry.
Anyway, but anyway,
You want me to keep dispel magic or
in the
trade that?
aspect of utility spells, I would say trade it for a different utility spell, but
How about
this is me out
invisibility?
of character with this. I said utility, not invisibility.
Well, I mean, I don't have a lot of utility spells to choose from.
Even if you don't have that many utility spells, you have access to more combat spells than I do, and I'm 100% utility.
And I'm trying to get a little bit more utility. If I can get a chance to learn anything else or unlearn some spells and learn a new one, I might pick up Dispel Magic at some point, but I don't know how long that'll be.
All right, so that should
But-
take care of everything for Elite.
But for now, one major threat is done. We still got 2 to deal with. And Cat, Mark update. How far?
Not as far as you thought it would be. Like it's barely halfway up to your elbow.
Everybody should actually check their marks.
Yeah, because I believe Null used Arcane Eye while we were in the prison.
Yeah. As for me, Ogman's going to check his leg during his shift because he did use Locate Object, which is part of his mark ability, so.
Yep, you see Augment your mark crawling up your leg. It's pretty much touching your calf.
Oh.
Again, and Ogman is.
Go ahead.
And Ogman just quickly covers it, so. After seeing that.
Hey, Ogman, could you check mine? I can't really see mine.
Sure.
Could you guys check my back? Because that's where my mark is.
Same.
Oh, that's why I said it.
There you go.
Yep.
Ogman's gonna.
Quinn is outside the tent, so he can't hear us.
Oh, shoot, I misunderstood.
Well, you had already asked Augment in the first place, so
Yeah.
that's why I was
Yeah.
asking inside the tent.
Yep. So, Augment, you see Quinn's, and his barely spread. Like he hasn't used much of his mark, but it's still It's still growing, just not as fast as yours.
Ogman's going to relay that information to Quen.
Yep. And as for Null, yours.
Before you do, I just remembered I had also used silence during our encounter with Tier, and I used animal messenger before we left Woodmere or whatever that the
Mirrorwood.
Yeah, Mirrorwood. Yeah.
Yep. Yours is spreading a wide range, and it almost looks like it's trying to touch the back of your shoulder blades.
Dang it. Double-edged sword.
Holnir also checks his.
Yours is like spreading across the palm of your hand.
Okay. But not
What's
much.
that, guys? Ma'am?
Katana's unsure about checking hers because in order to check her, she has to de-pants herself in front of everyone.
Holnir has his hole. If you want, he can pop out and she can check.
Are you sure that hole is safe?
It's a Dallowee made hole. It's always safe.
There's not really wrong with that.
Cortana goes down in the hole to check herself. I can't believe I just said that.
She finds it to be surprisingly roomy, considering the fact that Holnir is quite big in terms of width.
Oh my gosh, Cat! Really? You wouldn't have wanted
Yeah,
that
babe.
any way?
Remember, Holnir is quite stout. He is wide for his due to his muscles and the fat that he's got on him. So Cortana would find it quite roomy.
Yeah, she checked hers, and hers is spreading across her thigh, almost like a garter belt. Embarrassingly, she pops out the hole.
Oh.
And as
Yeah.
for Elish, his spreads downwards towards his hand and up a tiny bit at the tip of his elbow. Nervously, Daisel also checked hers, and her mark is spread all across her shoulder and going in almost in the direction of her chest and back. She goes, yeah, I try to use it a lot to try to escape. Didn't work. And she looks down and she gets a bit of a jab from her father. It says, go on. Look, the way I left, I'll admit it was childish and wrong. I am not that good with this. I know you're angry. Oh, angry. And you deserve to be. I've done nothing but run the beat of my own drum and not cared how you guys followed, and I see that it was wrong. So very, very wrong, but instead of owning up to it, I ran. I ran like a coward. I want to be proud and strong like my father, like a real dragon should, but instead, I treated you like nothing. Even when you're the people I want to protect, and yet I did nothing but showed how selfish and greedy a dragon in tail should be. I am sorry. And I know there was no way any of you would forgive me for what I've done, but I truly want to say how sorry I am for everything.
Don't mind, guys. I've been so quiet about this the whole time she was with us. I need to get this off my chest. Listen.
Just gives the gesture of go on ahead.
Listen, Daisel. I need to know how much this was affecting me personally. Remember, outside of Mirrorwood when we were about to face the Black Claw, I struck myself that it was the first of 3 strikes against you, and that if I had gotten to 3, something terrible would have happened. The truth is, I was so angry that if I had gotten to 3, I was actually considering ending my life just to emphasize that your actions had consequences.
I drove
Ultimately,
you that far.
but you were pissing me off so much. That's how far I thought that was what I wanted to do. But as we got further along, especially when the Lotus House was attacked, I was so fed up with it. I didn't even bother because if I had, would have broken Laurie's heart. And after all that's happened thus far, I would have left Hope without a father. And I know this is going to sound selfish, but going that far, with all due respect, felt that you weren't worth it. Just know that while I can appreciate that you have owned up to your mistakes, though I can't speak for the rest of the group, even though you apologized, I cannot forgive you. What I can suggest is that you need to go with your father and learn how to be a better individual. Learn how to be more acceptable in society, especially with bias against Dragonborn. That's all I got. Just the most quickest thing, the easiest way I can say it is, I think you need to grow up a little bit more.
Daisel quietly nods before not looking down, ashamed.
Okay, so I'm thankful I was wrong. But because as you'll be able to say, it does pass through there, so that means we can hear it. So Owen just gives a side-eye glare to Dazo, but then the look calms as his gaze slowly goes to Vazio. But then he just continues to look out as watch. So anyone else, you can take the floor now.
Nefret is choosing to go last. Alish, Cortana, Olnir.
Katana just sits up and looks at Daisel. I'm not sure I can fully forgive you either. I want to give you the benefit of the doubt. I wanted to give you a second chance, but You've used them up so many times already. If I didn't have the ability to read your mind right now, I wouldn't even give you those chances. Because every time we drop our guard around you, you always run away, blow us off, don't take what we say seriously, and it's hard. It really is hard. I wanted to be friends with you. You were one of the first people I've ever met. And you took it so harsh. Like that after a while, every time you said sorry or I'll try, you never do, and it broke my heart. It broke my heart to see you've fallen so far. And you can see tears welling up in Cortana's face. It was so hard to see you falling at every time we told you and guided you to be better, you ignored and went your own way. So now you drove the path you're on, and it's now full of regret for everything. But you've already walked down that beaten path, and you expect to come to us with a paved road again? I'm not gonna open that door again. Well, I can respect you. I cannot be the friend you want me to be anymore. And Cortana breaks down, crying as Daisel nods as tears start to form into her eyes, but she tries putting on the face of someone who knows that she deserves this.
Olnair, Alish, I know for a fact you two got something to say.
It's good. Because they're dead. Holnir's torso pops out of his hole. I've really nothing much to say. Never really got to know her all that much, more than you guys.
Fair enough.
To me, she was always none of that squirrel shit. And with that, he pops back into his hole.
Lee sits up and looks at Hazel very calmly. I don't think you have any real idea just how badly you affected this group. While we can appreciate the fact that you have at least managed to make some growth, we will not be the ones that see the fulfillment of that growth. That will be something that your father sees.
Daisel nods.
Now leave you lay back down and try to relax.
Honestly, before I even give my piece, I think there's two more people you need to hear from. One of them I think you'll be glad to hear from. And from the dome, Nephrite will give the signal to cut the watch short, and have Augment and Quinn come in real quick.
Arigato, I'm sorry, I really don't want to say anything. I don't want to put in a way, foot insert mouth.
Very well then.
I'm sorry. I'm really sorry.
No,
It's okay.
It's alright.
it's your decision. So, yeah. So, I'm just
I'm
going
giving you
to.
two.
Effort.
I'm giving you two the chance to air out your grievance with Dezo before we cut our communication with her for good. If you have anything you want to say, let it be harsh, truth, regret, encouragement, or what have you. Now's your chance to speak it.
I'm just gonna look to Nephrite. So, how truthful do you want me to be? Bend it a little bit, or blunt force trauma truth?
Whichever one you think is best. And out of character, please also mind your language. We got away with it with Luna Corva, but
I know.
it's
That's why I'm minding my language.
PG-13.
He looks to think of what he's gonna do. Blunt force, bend it. He just shrugs. I'll go blunt force then. I'm guessing you apologize, but literally this party and myself have literally less than no reason to believe you. And I will straight up say this with Vaggio here. If it wasn't for Vaggio, I swore to myself the next time I saw you, I would have killed you. But thanks to Vaggio, I decided against that. Because the number of times you did something that nearly got either yourself or a member of this group killed, there is literally more reason for you to be considered an enemy. However, with this, though, it is a case of, as per our agreement with Baggio, you are going with him after he is rested up. And that will be the end of that. And that is all I have to say, my friend.
You know what? I do got something to say.
Well,
When?
May your travels find your peace and harmony.
Is that all you wish to say?
Yep.
Okay then. Before you two go back on watch, Dezo, I would like to have a talk with you in private. Everything that I've wished to say, everything I wanted to say, every single gripe and groan that you've heard me say throughout our travels, the parties themselves have heard it said. But I would like to hear something from you directly through my ears alone.
Okay. So.
Would you mind?
Sure.
Step aside. I just want to know three things. One, are you truly regretful of all of your actions up to this point? All the times you ran away from us, all the times you neglected majority of us, all the times that you've treated everyone, including yourself, as a means to an end. Do you truly regret all of those actions?
Dezo looks down for a moment before looking back towards the party. Seeing them all in the dome, she breathes a heavy sigh. Yes, I do regret it.
Item number 2. Do you intend to repeat any of those actions to cause this much pain again? Or do you intend to improve yourself, starting with this one singular step?
I want to improve myself, but every time I said I do, I end up falling back. I don't know how to fix it.
A good start is to admit that you're wrong. A great start is apologizing to everyone you've wronged, including yourself. You've apologized to us plenty of times while falling back on it. This time you've apologized to all of us again. The one person I've never heard you apologize to was yourself.
I never thought of that, to be honest.
That's the first sign of maturity. A lot of people don't recognize it because they think being mature is just being strict. Being mature is just being stubborn. Being mature is just, oh, I can drink because now I'm a legal age. First sign of maturity is admitting that you're wrong and owning up to it, which also includes apologizing to everyone you've wronged.
I'm scared. I'm scared.
I'm right here.
I'm scared that I've burned that bridge too much now.
The bridge with us? Maybe. The bridge for yourself? You never could. You wanna know a secret?
What?
When I was little, I've apologized to Agma 16 times. 5 for using his name in vain. 6 whenever I was swearing or I messed up one of his books. 4 was towards myself whenever I used his name when I was in pain. Guess how many times I've apologized to myself throughout those 15? Because I just gave you that answer.
0?
I've apologized to myself 4 times. Because every time I was in pain, I caused it to myself and those of my surrounding. Apologizing is never easy. It's never going to be easy. But it does help a long way. So, Deja,
Yeah?
when are you ready to apologize to yourself?
As soon as I figure out how.
Well, you're gonna have one hell of a teacher with that for your father. And question number 3 for you. What do you intend to do in the future? Will you become a caretaker? Will you become a fighter for your home? Will you become a shopkeep like your mother and father? Or will you train to become a better druid than you have been before?
I never really thought of my future, if I'm honest. I never wanted to settle down. I never wanted to have any long-term goals. I just wanted to fly free. Nothing but the wind in my back, the sun in my face.
Freedom is a great thing to have. With freedom, you need to also have maturity. Just because a person is free externally doesn't mean they can do whatever they want. And right now you're binding yourself internally and externally through your past actions. If you want that freedom, if you want to fly free, you need to take that first step in apologizing. And I don't mean half-heartedly. I mean truly, honestly, apologize.
By now you see tears starting to roll down Daisel's face as she drops to her knees, completely broken.
Nephrite will get down to her knees and meet her. You can take this night to rest with us and eat with us. In the morning, we would need a proper goodbye. And you and I, and she actually lifts up her head with one hand, need a reintroduction.
Daisel nods before.
So,
Yeah?
Nephrite will hold out her hand again as a handshake. Hi, I'm Nephrite. What's your name?
Through the tears and her hand visibly shaken, she grabs your hand. I'm Daisel. Daisel,
It's nice to meet you.
hang on. Daisel, the unknown for now. I need to rework myself, but it's nice to meet you, Nephrite.
It's nice to meet you too. And Nephrite will help Daisel up, dry her face as well.
As soon as you dry her face, it starts to rain.
Ah! And we
that
are
is not my
running.
fault. That is not my
And
fault.
we are running in. We are running into the dome.
Yep.
Nephrite, why are you soaking wet?
It is raining outside.
Okay, I'll continue my shift. And Alvin just immediately goes out.
Of course you would. It's
Because I gotta
raining.
go with them. See ya.
Ugh.
Well, at least he's kind of getting a bath now.
Very funny.
But all the true.
Yep.
And I think with that, we will call it a night. Oh boy.
Fun fact. Remember how you cast Storm Avengers at the end to put out the fires?
You never turned it off, did you?
Whoops.
No, I said I dismiss it after the stuff, after it put out the fires and such, so I did state that. So,
Oh,
but my plan was to actually use that during the boss fight if things started going south.
Oh yeah, you did tell me about that, but I begged you to use Elemental Bane.
Oh, I know, but it's like, again, though, we kind of need to burn through those resistances first.
Exactly.
And fun fact,
But
the dragon was actually big enough that if I cast Sickening Radiance on him, it'd only be him affected.
Wow.
So that was my other plan.
And I want to apologize. Sorry I wasn't much help.
it's perfectly fine. I wasn't that much help either. But I knew Nefre was going to be that much help.
Liege wasn't much help either.
Yeah, neat.
well,
I'm still here for a while, folks. I'm just letting the people in the recording know that, until next time.
Oh yeah, so just cut out the two portions where you and me said bye to Dragon.
I think she'll be editing it after she says that.
I don't know yet. It'll depend on how this after talk goes. Cause
yeah, kind of sound that talk was not what I didn't think it would be like that. I'm like, wow, that was amazing.
yep,
Wow.
yep, Soundwave,
That's
you actually drove me to tears.
Aww. All the hugs to the cat and
all the hugs, Cat. Cat,
Hug.
I hug you. I hug you, Cat. And thank you for giving me the chance to play as Dazo. If nobody else is picking up on that, but thank you for that chance.
You're welcome.
Sound, I think I
Actually,
know
thank
exactly
you.
what you're gonna ask for.
That gave me one less sheet to worry about.
You are 100% welcome. And Cactus, what were you trying to say?
I think I know exactly what you were going to ask earlier before you were cut off, though.
No, I was not gonna ask if we were gonna get a level up. I know we're not getting a level up.
Ah, okay.
Like,
Dude, we're not. Cause dude, we just recently became level 12. It's gonna take a hot ass minute for us to become level 13. Well, yes, defeating a goddamn adult obsidian dragon is a good chunk of that. It's still gonna take a hot ass minute for us to be level 13s because the XP mark for level 13 is 120,000. We are just now at 100,000 or more because of the dragon.
No, we're going by milestones though, but even Cat said that it's going to take a bit of a while before we in between level ups now.
Yeah.
I do say, you know what I actually wish?
What?
And I'm sorry for this. But I wished Sophia played Dazo as good as both of you two.
That's her own fault.
For me and Kat, we both have experience. While Kat has more experience in playing druids than I do. I played a druid maybe once or twice, and both of them were level 20, and they were not the Circle of Land. The first druid I ever played was, dude, I need to remember this one because it's so far back for a one shot, and I think they were Circle of the Moon.
That's the first one I gave a try, so.
Yeah, and that was a level 20 Owlin, and she was fun. The second druid I ever played was Circle of the Stars, Do not recommend it because that's busted. I'm serious. If you want to play a busted up druid, Circle of the Moon and Circle of the Stars, those are your two best bet.
Yeah, but I played Circle of the Moon before with the Drow one shot.
Oh, that's right. I remember that.
And Selector, you want me to tell you about my number one largest creature that I've ever fought?
Please don't tell me it was a god.
It was a god. It was the same campaign, but we were against the Leviathan.
Oh, that's what. Oh. Oh, that's right.
A Leviathan is actually larger than an adult anything dragon. It's about twice as large.
And technically, we were fighting a god when we did that, so.
So,
I don't think that technically counts, because we didn't technically fight him.
I say it counts. It was still combat. It was still conflicting. It was emotional combat.
It was a
Yes.
diplomacy. What it was a diplomacy check.
Yes.
Tomato,
Mostly
tomato.
reliant on Augment.
Yeah, if you had failed, we would have been sunk. Literally.
But the talk that Nephrite and Dazo had, I ran the idea by Cat for two things. Item number one was it was me re-listening to all of the sessions and with all of my inner rage just piling back up. I wanted a better way to send her off. Well, yes, the party already broke her about 75%. Nephrite wanted to calmly break her because, well, she calmly wanted to send her off because throughout all their other interactions, she's always yelling at her or she's always barking at her. And Dazo never listens to anybody who's always yelling and barking. But yet, when you're calm and silently angry, she listens.
Maybe we should have tried that with Sophia.
She never had any problems with Holnir. Then again, who can have problems with that boy?
Exactly.
A goddess of
No
poison
one.
could not find a way to be angry at him.
Let me put it this way: the best way for us to beat the goddess of poison is to send Holnir in alone and just tell him, "Be yourself, don't fight."
Yes. Yes.
And
Let it torture.
And item number two was actually based on Welcome to the Show. When I'm saying the character's name, that's the actual player's name. When Cross left, and we have the same thing with Dazo. Cross left via a letter or a messenger, but he never came back. I ran this idea by Kat because we both thought, oh, if Welcome to the Show actually did this, then Cross would have had a better send-off. Instead of just being gone to the wind and off-screen redeemed.
No off-screen. He was off-screen killed.
Killed and redeemed at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
But that was kind of different, though.
Yeah. We will not get too wide because. Reasons.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But that was something that me and Kat thought of, and after I told her that idea, and that was literally yesterday when I told you this idea?
Roughly yesterday, a couple days ago.
I was thinking what I would say instead of my usual complaints and stuff like that. And that's how the speech came into play. And that was 100% off the dome.
I'm curious about something because you brought up speeches. How many of you were expecting Augment, my little thing with Augment, of the way Dazo was acting for my little speech to Dazo?
I thought you would have gone longer.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
the part about the next time you had seen you saw her, you were planning to kill her. Yeah, we already knew that.
Yeah, the players knew, characters didn't.
Oh, yeah.
Well, the characters did not.
And that was one thing I wanted to leave out because while you guys as the players were really picking up on that, Nephrite was one mistake away by Dazo. Nephrite was legitimately close, and I mean Percy close, to pulling her gun on her. And for all my critters in the group, it would have been as if y'all remember the scene between Percy and
The coach driver?
no, not the coach driver. Dude, that would have been 10 times worse. That's a prince. No. Ripley. But in the animation.
I haven't
was
seen
that?
this. I haven't seen season 2 yet.
No,
Same.
it was in season 1, not season 2.
Oh,
First time we met Ripley.
Yeah, with Percy going all dark and smoky upon seeing her in the cell.
That would have been Nephrite. But with me stepping away from time to time because mom needs me, I thought no, because if this is gonna be my situation, I'm not gonna have a chance to just have her talk it out.
Yeah.
To be honest, I expected a lot worse. And
I'm
Kat
actually curious.
warned me about this ahead of time.
Oh, about Dazo returning, or about all of us having to sit down with Dazo?
Actually, about all of you, and part of my language, blowing your tops.
That's not really a part in the language thing, but yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I was actually truly terrified. Because all this, like, I'm sorry for saying this, but pent up anger is not good for anyone.
I know. Trust me. We just Sophia's behavior was been grating on all of us, and this was the only way. This was at least some way to finally get it out and move forward. Now that Bezos, departing the story altogether, we can we can put it behind us.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I wanted, the one last moment after seeing all the comments on the YouTube episodes of people's rage going, okay, we need to let this go now. Now, I already had plans to have the Dragon Liberation to involve both Null and Azo's story, but I'll insert her father instead to help to make it sure we don't get too off the handles, and then finally have one cathartic, either blow at the top or coming to peace moment with Daisel before she leaves the story for good.
And then we just, with my idea, you got a little bit of both.
Yep.
Mine was
And,
mine was I tried to have it be a case of he's angry, he's refraining from it, but he's still being somewhat civil about it.
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And to be perfectly honest, Kathy, one of the main reasons that Null and Dazo's story intersected at the Liberation was because I multi-classed into Blood Hunter, right?
A little bit, yeah. I had the idea of doing a dragon liberation for a story a long time ago. Then when you had Blood Hunter with the dragon, I'm going, oh, I can add that in too.
Okay.
Select one.
Pardon? Hello? Well, I think with that, I will call it and turn the recording off.